So I started with WFG November 1st, and then a couple weeks into it, we brainstormed, came up with the idea to make Combat Connect, and then registered on December 1st, 2020. So it was a very quick time span, but in the beginning, we were focusing on just financial education because I faced a significant change in my mental health.
Chris Dougherty is a retired law enforcement officer, veteran advocate, and founder of Combat Connect, dedicated to supporting veterans and first responders in their personal and professional growth.
We came up with the idea of being a more dynamic organization that provided services for primarily transitioning military personnel coming from active duty, and all encompassing to provide that client with all the services that they need to transition in a positive way.
What's up, everybody? This is Ryan Van Ornum, and I am back with another Milpreneur Podcast today. Today, I have Eddie Chavarria and Chris Dougherty. How we doing, gentlemen?
Doing well, sir. And
Awesome.
yourself?
Doing well. It's been a great day. It's been blessed, and I'm very, very excited to have you guys on. So, you guys have a very cool platform that you guys are building out, and tell us a little bit about Combat Connect.
Sure. Well, Combat Connect was founded in 2020, December, 2 months after I retired from the sheriff's office in Orange County, Florida, Orlando, Florida. I personally suffer from mental health challenges, and because of such, the organization has, we've achieved a lot, but we've also had our setbacks because I am the key contributor for the organization. So we were founded in 2020. We had a way different mission where we were providing financial education only. And then a few months into it, unfortunately, I had a huge crisis with my co-founder, and I gave up for several months. In 2021, got back into it. We launched all of our 4 pillars, which is personal development, career enhancement, financial education, and advocacy. And in 2022, we had up to 65 personnel nationwide, and we just started providing our services, and then unfortunately, I had another crisis, and like a personal crisis, mental health crisis in 2022, and I had about a year where I was stuck in Florida. I went to the VA hospital for 3 months of residency program, and then I was going through a hard time. I was actually at SSVF facility, which was like a homeless shelter for veterans, for another 7 months or so. And then I relocated to Delaware, and then took a year off from Combat Connect to get my brain back together, if you will, and then we relaunched in January of this past January. So today we have 58 connectors globally, and then we have provided services to 31 clients. So this year alone, we provided services to 17 clients so far, and we started relaunching our services with our marketing in March. So we're doing pretty good so far. I know that was a long answer, but
It's all good.
yeah. What else can we address today, Ryan?
No, I mean, I love that you guys have this platform that you guys have been building out the last 5 years, and it comes from a servant's heart. Obviously, you guys served. Explain first, to the audience, which branches of the military were you guys in?
I'd like to introduce Chief Eddie, who's Combat Connect's Career Development Director. And Chief's been with us since, I believe, February, if I'm not mistaken. Is that correct, Chief?
That's correct. Yeah, Chris. So yeah, my name is Eddie. I am the director of career development. Like Chris said, a couple pillars. We all work together, right? It's not just, one mission. It's a lot of missions put together. So the mission for us here at the career development is, vets and first responders that transition, seeing what they may need help with in that transition for careers. All of us, including myself. So I served in the Army and the National Guard for years, did a tour in Iraq in '04, a couple small ones in Afghanistan. I was enlisted at first, went all the way to staff sergeant as an MP, and then was lucky enough to go to flight school and fly Apaches afterwards.
Nice.
So yeah, very colorful career. Loved it, right? I loved the camaraderie, and a lot of us are missing that when we come
Right.
out. And that's kind of one of the fellowships or the things that we try to encourage here, trying to get everybody back in that esprit de corps, knowing that you're not alone and that you have somebody to, talk to. We have a lot of professionals in the background as we're building, right? And we're developing this program and programs. So a little bit about me and yeah.
I love it, man. So like at that the biggest thing that I've seen is when vets transition, they have it's not so much the assimilation to like civilian society, it's the assimilation that you may not have that complete camaraderie with everyone that you've dealt with and like that you have this common mission. And like I love that you guys have this connection with what you guys are building there to be able to, help with vets to be able to kind of take on some of that piece that I think that's a civilian side misses. Would you guys agree?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I would say so. I agree with that. Yeah.
And like as you've been building out what you guys have been doing for the last 5 years, like do you feel like there's been like this unexpected like doors have opened for you guys to be able to like take it in different directions that you didn't see at the start?
Well, yeah, as I mentioned, Ryan, during the process of the inception of Combat Connect, I actually started Connect because I was with this multi-level marketing organization called World Financial Group. So I retired from the sheriff's office after 14 years of service, and I was medically retired because of my crisis. So I had a friend of mine that reached out to me who was doing this MLM, and they were a full-time teacher, and they were doing this on the side. So I started participating with this organization, World Financial Group, and their mission was primarily life and health insurance. And you actually had to be a licensed life and health insurance for your state. So I was going through the training process, and because it was MLM, the I onboarded several of my friends, close friends, one of which was a Navy corpsman who did 7 tours between Afghanistan and Iraq for OIF, OEF. And then we onboarded approximately 7 others, and we started learning that this MLM was not the most ethical, and we decided to make our own organization within World Financial Group, and that's when we came up with Combat Connect. So I started with WFG November 1st, and then a couple weeks into it, we brainstormed, came up with the idea to make Combat Connect, and then Combat Connect was formulated and registered on December 1st, 2020. So it was a very quick time span. But like I mentioned already, Ryan, in the beginning, our mission was, and then when we were focusing on just financial education, so budgeting and going through financial vehicles like investments and that kind of stuff. So then, but 2021, because I faced a significant change in my mental health. I myself and another connector who was a licensed mental health counselor, she was the first person that I onboarded when Combat Connect was relaunched in 2021. We came up with the idea of being a more dynamic organization that provided services for primarily transitioning military personnel coming from active duty into the civilian workforce, and all encompassing to provide that client with all the services that they could need to transition in a positive way. So, like I know again that was a long answer, but
It's all
yeah, you
good.
could kind of see, Ryan, how we developed over time to provide the services that we have today.
And we're still developing, when I joined, it was one of those things where, look, we're not all experts, but we have a team,
Yeah,
right? And that's just like the military. You may not be the subject matter expert, but you're going to pull from the experts, right? You're going to get those experts. And this is all volunteer. It's a nonprofit. So we do this because we believe in it, and we need it.
right, right. And that's, I feel like when vets transition, it's almost like a splintered support system. Like when you come from the military, there's definite support system when you're active duty, and then you get out and you're a vet. There's such a splintered type of like support system on the backside that can definitely be, elevated and procured at a higher level. And,
Mhm.
I think that there's so much to foster and gain. And then, but I also feel like that there's like these pitfalls because that there's so many of these groups that say that they are about the vets, but really aren't,
Yeah,
and I love the mission that you guys have. It's
yeah.
coming from a place of contribution. It comes from that place of being in a servant's heart. So with that being said, like where do you guys see yourself in like 5 years from now with Combat Connect?
Sure. Well, Ryan, I hate to be a jerk on your podcast, but I kind of disagree with you with the support system, honestly, that you just mentioned. I feel like when I was in active duty and what I saw as a junior officer was, there's a lot of, you were in the Air Force as well, so a lot of our airmen and women, that were struggling couldn't really seek mental health counseling or coaching because they're afraid of losing their security clearance and stuff
Sure.
like that.
Yeah,
So, I believe in the brotherhood, sisterhood that we had, when we were in, and it continues to this day. But like a lot of our troops that were struggling with their mental health couldn't get the resources that they needed, and I feel that that's one of the big things why we're 22 plus veterans that are committing suicide every day,
sure.
unfortunately.
No,
So.
I appreciate the insight on your perspective. That's all, everybody has their way of looking at it. I love that you have that sense of, where people had, less opportunities versus more. So it's all good, my friend. I love that, man.
Yeah,
But
and
to
oh,
Go
go
no,
ahead.
go
ahead,
ahead.
Doug.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna
You're good.
say, in my perspective, in 5 years, right? I think we could be up there with some of the big, nonprofits,
Yeah,
providing that type of leadership and resource engagement for veterans, right? And here's the thing. Most, if not all of us are veterans. A lot of these, so I've come from, for profit is good. I've seen a lot of good ones, but I've seen a lot of bad ones. They give you the mission statement and they don't live by it, right?
right.
And that's something that I myself will not allow in my department or hopefully Chris in the company. We want to stand by what we say, and we want to treat everybody with dignity and respect. And the goal is to have everybody happy and flourish in life.
I love it, man. I love what you guys got growing over there, and it's a noble adventure that you guys are building, and couldn't be more supportive of what you guys got going on. So thank you for what you're doing, man. It's really appreciated.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
and to piggyback off of what Chief was saying real quick, we're not here to compete with other organizations that are in the veteran service organization workspace. Like we are in the process of forming alliances with DAV, the Disabled American Veterans Organization, VFW, Veteran Foreign Wars, the American Legion, and also the Big Fish, which is the Wounded Warrior Project. So,
Yeah,
we're not here, like I said, to compete for financial resources. Yeah, there's a lot of VSOs out there, but we're here to provide the best services that we can for our clients. And if there's other organizations that we can form alliances with that provide services to our veteran community, we're here to serve alongside them, not in front of them. Does that make sense, Ryan?
absolutely, 100%. So no, I love what you got, and let's continue to grow it out together, man. You guys got a great platform. Let's go serve and take care of our vets even more. Awesome job, man. I'm going to flip the script a little bit on both you guys. We're going to go a little personal level here so people know you guys a little bit more on that personal level. Is that cool with you guys? We're
Yeah.
going
Of
to
course.
little rapid fire action here, okay? So just whatever comes to your thoughts on this, just so what's the book that you're reading or a podcast that you're listening to? Chief, go ahead.
So podcast, I'm a Joe Rogan guy, so I definitely listen to him a lot. Conan O'Brien as well.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I'm into a lot of comedy and just things that are current.
Nice.
So
Chris, how about you?
Well, I kind of like to dabble in more comedy, and I know it's more of a YouTube channel or YouTube show now, but Kill Tony, which started off as a podcast, which is very funny. And
Yeah.
I'm also reading John C. Maxwell's book,
Yeah.
The How Successful People Think.
Love
Just
it.
it's a short book, but I'm a big John Maxwell fan, and actually Combat Connect, we are authorized to provide our part of our coaching services in-house with the Maxwell Leadership Program. So I get a lot of resources from Maxwell Leadership. Great
Fantastic.
organization. Yeah.
Fantastic. All right. Next question is what ink do you guys have? Chief, I saw yours, the Apache on there. What do you got?
yeah, so I got a little scene of what I remember back in the day, right?
Yeah.
A Humvee with an Apache, and then of course the American flag with, the memorial with the helmet and four.
Nice. Chris, you
Yeah.
got any ink on you?
No, I don't. I
Oh,
thought I was cool enough to wear my grunt style t-shirt today
I love
and
it.
Patriot, so I got to represent, a veteran organization.
I got my
Um,
Zero Foxtrot shirt.
I love it. I love it. So what's on like your pump it up playlist or your workout playlist? What do you got? What's one of the songs that you're listening to?
Chief.
Man, I gotta say Metallica's always been there.
Inner
Yeah.
Sandman?
Enter Sandman, yeah,
Let's go. Let's go.
yeah.
Chris, what do you got?
I've been really getting into this band called Beartooth,
Okay.
and I really love the lyrics, but I could tell you a gazillion songs of theirs that I love, but they have this one song that I really like called Riptide. It's pretty
Nice.
cool.
Very cool.
So
Very cool. What are you drinking? Are you drinking coffee, tea, soda, energy? What are we drinking?
I got coffee right now.
Coffee?
I live by coffee.
Okay. Do you have a specific brand that you live by?
You know the Boosta
Okay.
yeah, I love that. It gives me a little bit of a jolt. Actually, I just found out about this energy drink that actually is working for me now. It's called Raptor. It's amazing. Yeah, yeah.
Chris,
nice.
what do you got?
I'm not as cool as Chief in that department. I want to give a shout out to Black Rifle for keeping
Yep.
me motivated for several years, but I'm no longer a Black Rifle Coffee Club member. I had to make a decision on what chemical I was going to use, so now I want to represent Grizzly,
Grizzly, there you go.
but I don't have my pouch in right now. I wanted to be professional.
It's all good, man. It's all good. Do you have a favorite cheat meal?
Yeah,
What do you got?
I would say my favorite cheat meal would be a dessert. I would go with the banana cheesecake from
There you
Cheesecake
go.
Factory. Yeah.
There you go. Chief, you got
I'm
anything?
I'm a Whataburger guy.
That's
So
that's what's
yeah,
up.
yeah. I do the double cheese, number two, man. I
There you
always love
go.
it. Yeah.
There you go. And are you guys early birds or night owls?
Kind of
Chief,
depends. Kind of depends, right? But mostly night owl. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Night Owl. I went to bed at 0700 this morning, so
Oh, this is early rising for you still.
yeah.
I love it, man. Very
I
cool.
get up and get up. I got up at 11, so I got 4 hours of sleep.
There you go. Well, you guys made it through a rapid fire. Appreciate you guys, taking a little bit of time to have a little personal side of stuff. It always kind of gives a good balance over, like the business owner and, like what they're about as a whole. So appreciate you guys being good sports with that. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm glad.
Yeah.
I'm glad we're not on hot ones, because then I'll be suffering with
I
the
know,
hot
right?
sauce right
It
now.
just I used to have an old podcast that I made people eat hot taquitos and do the same thing,
Woo!
base off with taquitos and sauces. So,
Yeah.
well, if people are interested in your services or want to be a part of it and whatever, how can they get a hold of you guys?
CombatConnect.org, and then is our website, and then my phone number, the Combat Connect's phone number is 302-212-0327.
Awesome. And we'll put all the contact information in the comments down below. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for coming on the Milpreneur Podcast. Really appreciate your time today.
Yeah,
Appreciate
thank you
you.
for inviting us, Ryan. We
Yeah.
appreciate
Absolutely.
you.
Well, once again, my name is Ryan Van Ornum. I served Air Force 2001 to 2005 combat communications myself. This is the Milpreneur Podcast, sponsored and hosted and powered by Cynergist. Cynergist is your scalable operations company that helps you grow exponentially faster at a fraction of the cost. Check out Cynergist.com today. Once again, Ryan Van Ornum with the Milpreneur Podcast. Everybody out there, hope you have an amazing day. Until the next time, stay blessed.